All right, you ready to move to Lambeau Field?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, Packers and the Panthers. We talked about this on Monday, more in the sense of how much fun it was as a fan just to have that game with the snow in Lambeau on in late afternoon as it starts to turn into winter. I want to get into this last sequence.
Yeah.
The game-defining sequence. The Panthers had 6 shots in the final minute from inside the Green Bay 13.
Yes.
And I can start either way. If you want to talk the Panthers O, that's fine. If you want to start Green Bay D, which one jumps out to you? And we'll take it from there.
Let's start with that Panthers O and just hit that like a little bit there at the end of you want to hit that part at the end of the game, right? And kind of what went down there?
What I call that game-defining sequence. They had 6 chances from inside the 13-yard line. Got kind of a little bit closer and closer as the seconds went on. But it's not very often you can talk about a team had 6 tries inside a final minute from that close.
Yes.
And did not get in.
No, did not get in. The Packers did a good job of rallying, tackling, but I think where it gets like really interesting, okay, you get to the end of the game, the 4th and 1.
Yeah.
The Packers caused the incomplete pass, right? Mm-hmm. Preston Smith jumped off sides or lined up off sides. Right. Or he jumped off sides. So now you're going, oh gosh, here we go. They got 1st and goal on the 2. They're in deep crap here. To me, where the first thing went wrong is Kyle Allen on the first play after that. He's got McCaffrey open in the flat for a touchdown.
Which play is this?
On the play before the last play. So this is 1st and 2 after the penalty. And
I didn't think he had. I thought he didn't have him open.
Okay, let's watch it together.
I thought if McCaffrey would have broken inside, he was open.
Yep. Okay.
I thought by breaking to the outside, they were not on the same page.
Yep.
And I didn't think he was open.
All right.
Let's
watch it because this is what you and me are here to do. Okay. So let's see. Here we go. So here he is. And again, I don't know if it's a true option route, but it's Greg Olsen to the right as a tight end, McCaffrey offset to the right as well, right? And you're right. The middle of the field is open, but I think this is a true flat route all the way. I don't think this is an option route.
I'm thinking of a different play.
Okay, that's okay.
I'm thinking of a different play.
Thinking about it a little earlier.
Yeah. And I also think he was not open here.
Well, okay, we'll get into that, and I'm going to dispute you on that one for sure. But okay, so you want to go back to another play? There's a few plays earlier. Is that what the one you're talking about, maybe?
I'm thinking of the second to last play.
The second to last play.
They had 1st and goal from the 2.
Yep. Okay. We're going to get to it here in 2 seconds. Let me get there. There we go. It's 3rd and 10. There we go. 3rd and 1. All right. There's 3rd and 1.
There's a play you just.
Yep. Oh, you're right. I was a play ahead. Okay. So here we go. 3rd and 1. Now it's 4th and 1. We're going to get the offsides jump by Smith. Okay. There's that. Now we're going to get to 1st and goal from the 2.
Okay. There we go.
Okay.
8 seconds left.
8 seconds left.
Down 8.
Down 8. Here we go. Now, the play is this. He's trying to make it look like it's an option route where he might go inside, but you can see he's doing the whirly bird spin. Okay.
So let's stop it and just set it up a little more. They're in the middle of the field. 2-yard line. There's 3 pass catchers to the left.
Exactly right. DJ Moore split to the right by himself.
And McCaffrey is about 2 yards to the right of Allen.
Yes, you're right. Now, he's basically got a one-on-one situation with number 35 at the safety position. He's running it like I'm going to sit down in a little option route, but he's going to kind of spin out of it and go into the flat. All right? Now, listen, right here, Paul, that's open. That's open right there. And it's going to continue to be open. My issue with this play, and hold on, you can fight me back in 2 seconds, okay? I'm going to go to the end zone copy here so you can really see it. Where is Kyle Allen going here? This is where the pocket is perfect.
Right.
He actually makes the pressure. So he floats into it. Just stay there. You got it.
Correct.
Just stand in there, and you're going to have to throw a rifle into his front shoulder, and he's got him beat, and he's going to just get in the end zone. At least that's my eye to it. Yeah. Now, go ahead. I would like to, if you think I'm wrong, that's cool. I don't sit here and think I'm like the holy grail of football.
I think there's 2 ways of looking at it.
Yeah.
He was open to the outside there.
Right.
You're right.
Right.
The throw is inaccurate because at the top of his drop, and when Christian McCaffrey got to the goal line, and he had the choice, I think, to go either inside or outside.
Yep.
I think Allen saw it like I see it here 3 or 4 days later from way up high, that the middle of the field was open.
Yep.
So he is setting his body, he's setting his feet, his mind, and his arm to throw an easy throw about 6 yards in front of him right over the middle.
Maybe.
And so he's ready to do that.
Right.
That doesn't make it right.
Sure.
He's ready to make that throw, and when the throw now becomes a more precision throw that requires more velocity and more accuracy 15 yards outside.
Yeah.
His body is not ready for
No,
that.
it is not. It is not ready for it either way.
He became very rushed because he wasn't ready to make that throw.
He definitely was not. Now, I just am going to fight you back on, first off, I don't think he has an option here. I don't think so. Because if he ran the option route, he would not do the whirly bird like this. I think they're trying to make it look like, ooh, we are going to run the option route, but this is like a game plan, 2-point conversion type play where they're trying to make you think he might do that. Now, 35 does a good job of not getting too, happy to go when he sees that right there to go, oh, I'm going to jump it inside and stop it off. He kind of stands his ground and reacts. I don't think it was an option route. If it is an option route, to what your point is, then it's a bad route and bad job by McCaffrey. And then he deserves the blame to what you're saying.
In the way you explain it, though, and the more I look at it, I mean,
it's a game plan thing for the halfback, because I don't think they would also let, run an option route with the tight end Olsen to the left side coming across the middle either. I don't think so. And again, I could be wrong, but I'm going to.
This puts it squarely on Kyle Allen and his footwork and rushed mechanics he didn't need to have him.
That's all I'm saying. And
I was giving him an excuse because I thought he wanted him to go inside, and when he didn't, he's like, oh shit, I'm not ready to make this tough throw.
Well, and you could be right. McCaffrey could have fucked him here for what the happened. He might have fucked him in what the happened. But go to the jib. Let's just do one thing. Because that's where, if an option route, right, for a back, he's going to come out of the backfield and he can go a two-way go. So if he feels like, ooh, there's leverage on this side, he's going to go boom and go like that, and they're going to throw the ball. He, on this one, turns like this and then wheels out this way. For me, that told me, I think it was a one-player, for this game plan specific, if we got down here and needed a 2-point conversion type thing. Again,
that part of his route tells you that it wasn't an option. To me, Kyle Allen's footwork and rush mechanics made me think that he was waiting for him to go inside.
I guess. So I don't know. And we're never going to get that answer because McCaffrey's never going to tell on Kyle Allen, and North Turner's never going to tell on Kyle Allen or anything like that.
Right.
But regardless, with the route he ran and to what we're saying, if Kyle Allen just put his feet in the ground and just made a real convicted throw, he's going to get him and he's going to fall in the end zone as he's catching the ball for a touchdown. At least that's what I think of just looking at it.
One of the things I remember from being with the Vikings in '95 for a few minutes, Brian Billick was the coordinator then. You always tell the quarterbacks when you have 3 or 4 different routes or an option where you don't know where your guy's going to go, always set your feet for the toughest throw. You can always come off that tough throw and be falling away, falling down, and hit the guy right in front of you. But if you make your drop and have your body ready to make the easiest throw, and all of a sudden you got to make the tough one, you're screwed.
You're screwed.
And that's where my mind went when I watched it.
Well, I think that's first off, that's a very fair point. You're exactly right. He should be setting up for he might break out. Because it's going to be easy just to go boom and dump it over the middle, right? To what you're saying. So you're exactly right. John Gruden used to say that to me at times too. You're right. Set up for the hard throw. You can always kind of just find a way to finagle the whatever throw over the middle. You can just wrist it, hand it, whatever it may be.
You can throw it left-handed to a guy, or right-handed.
Right-handed for me. Yes. All right. So there's that play.
How about running on 4th down?
All right. So here we go. Now it's second down, the last play of the game, but the last play of the game, second and 2. This is fascinating. Now, they're coming up. Here, let's watch it together again. They're coming up to the line of scrimmage. Green Bay's not even, they're talking to each other. They're not even set. Look at this. Look at the nose tackle. He's talking as the ball's getting snapped. Kenny Clark's not even ready. You would think this is advantage offense in this instance, right? It actually ends up the Carolina Panthers, and especially the left guard, 73. Because as the ball's being snapped, and Kyle Allen sees they're not ready, so he wants to snap it. He's kind of hurrying them along, come on, snap it, let's go. But the guard, he doesn't know what's going on, and he doesn't know who to block. And just as the ball snapped, Kyle Fackrell, who was out over the other tackle, right, is now coming over to the left guard and gets there as the ball snapped. And he kind of gets the edge of 73, which I want to say is Van Rotten. Man, I'm choking on my names today. But either way, that to me is fascinating. And I was always aware of this. As a quarterback, again, maybe some plays like a toss sweep where you're going to crack everybody down. If I felt like, ooh, they're not ready, let's go, set hut, because you just, like, everybody's just going to build a wall and block down, and I'm going to toss it outside.
Yeah.
With these type of plays, in my experience and history, you're better off letting the defense line up. Let the defense line up. Let the offensive line settle into the ground and go, okay, this is what I got to do here. Let's make our call and make sure we get this figured out. And I think a left guard here who's going, it's set hut. He's going, I got nobody in front of me to block. And all of a sudden, Kyle Fackrell shows up. And
there's some real confusion on the offensive line.
Real confusion on the offensive line there.
I'll tell you what else I saw in that one. In the previous 5 plays, and again, this is in the final minute from the plus 13 in. They didn't rush more than 4 people ever.
No.
This is the first play on that in these plays we're talking about where the defense brought
5.
One extra first
guy.
time.
Yes.
So in the other situations, in the previous 5 plays, had they run right up the middle against 4 rushers, it's got a damn good chance to make it.
Probably.
So there was an element of bad luck, not just with the confusion on the offensive line, but this was the only time they brought the linebacker.
Yeah, it was.
And the linebacker was the guy who made the hit.
Linebacker's the guy that makes the hit. I mean, he really gets lucky by getting over there late. He gets on the edge of the guard, and he kind of comes up after the guard kind of brushes off him and looks up and goes, oh my gosh, he's running. Look, he can't even form up the tackle. Look, Fackrell's almost off balance. He hits him with the side of his body.
Right.
Because he's not even like there. And then really what also saves it is big Preston Smith. He does a great job of tracking down the line of scrimmage and tackling him, and that's game over. It's a shame for Carolina. I would say Carolina outplayed Green Bay as a whole in the game.
Right.
They really did. They blew some opportunities, whether it was Kyle Allen's interception in the end zone. We talked about on Monday the fumbled snap at midfield. And really, Carolina's defense just, it's good. It's just not as great as we've seen in years past.
Right. And I think Green Bay's defense, to me, this is a blueprint.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking of it, we always look at it the same way, like, what would I run in this situation? In dropping 7 in the key points of that drive and playing some kind of zone or matchup zone, you make it so hard on an offense. You help them as you get closer to the goal line if you play man. And I think a huge part of Green Bay stepping up and getting that done at the end, they stayed true to dropping 7 or 8 most of the time there.
Yes, they did.
And keeping everything in front of them.
They definitely did.
And Carolina's offense didn't have something to beat that in that situation.
No, they did not. And, hey, it was tough situations. It's snowing. Kyle Allen played better than I even gave him credit for on the Monday podcast. There's a lot of things to like about what Carolina did. He's showing he knows how to play the game. I think the other thing, just to hit on, I'm concerned about Green Bay's defense regardless. Throughout the whole game, there's just too many people open. I don't know too many people unaccounted for. He's throwing shallow crosses to Greg Olsen, and there's nobody within 20 yards of him. You're like, it's Greg Olsen. There's just too many, the play's over, and the Green Bay secondary is looking at each other going, wait, well, who's got him? Or we got crossed up. Weren't you supposed to take him as he crossed? There's too much of that in Green Bay right now. I think they might have to simplify it a little in the back end a little bit when they go to zone coverages and things like that. But between that and then, the same theme, the lack of interior defensive talent for their defense in general is an issue. And that's why Carolina was able to, how many yards did Carolina have total? They had 401 total yards of offense. Last thing to hit on, just love the Packers' offensive attack in the game. They kind of got back to what they've been doing all year long. Run the ball, downhill. Aaron Jones, who kind of just pedal to the metal as soon as he goes downhill. He's got incredible vision. So their most successful runs, Paul, were kind of just like, let's go downhill man-to-man. They got pretty good offensive linemen. They're pretty good athletes. They stay on blocks, and they just let him weave through. And he's very good at it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, off of that is Rodgers play action passes.
When we talked on Monday, you weren't wild about how Aaron did.
He was better than I thought. Because a few of the plays on Monday where I thought on TV it looked like people were open down the middle, on those plays, he's going to get sacked, fumbled, or he's going to get hit and not be able to get the ball there in time. I don't know. Who was I to think to question Aaron Rodgers? What was I doing?
It's fair to do.
But yeah, I did. That's why you watch the film. That 2 quarterbacks, Kyle Allen and Rodgers, I think played better than I gave them credit for watching the game on TV, and that's what's the great thing about film in general.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.